Hello everybody, this is the Portly Gamer as usual, and I am playing one of my favorite games of all time, one of my favorite indie games for sure, but possibly one of my favorite games in general. And that game is this game you see here on screen, Rogue Legacy. And today, this is a little something a little different that I'm trying out. It's an idea I've been tossing around the old noodle for a while. In case you saw from the thumbnail and the title of the video, this is a little new series I'm going to be trying out called Games You Should Play, where I basically play a game that I already know that I enjoy, that I feel maybe some people these days haven't played. You know, might be a little more obscure, it might be a little old, and you know, maybe you missed it back in the day. But if I feel like it's something that I love and that people should know about so they can give it a try, then I will talk about it on this series. And again, this series is called Games You Should Play. I just activated Siri when I said that. Anyway, so this is going to be the first episode of Games You Should Play. I was planning on doing something a little more scripted, where I sit in front of the camera and show game footage and talk about it. But I'd rather do something a little more chill, a little more relaxed, a little more just kind of real and open and not scripted. Plus, it's nice to have something simple that I can do. I'm going to start the game while I talk. It's nice to have something simple that I can do just while I talk, you know, over games. So basically the series is I play a game and I just talk over it about whatever I want, but I also talk to you about why you should play it, why it's good, why I personally enjoy it. And I might also, you know, if I'm also planning on going into why you might not want to play it, you know, who it might not be for. So let's get started. So this here on the desk is a book. You'll see a lot of these. There's a bunch of journal entries you find in the game, giving sort of a backstory. And treason. An assassin has wounded my father, the king. That was what you... Actually, no, that I was gonna say that was what you saw on the little intro level there, but I didn't put that in the video. Maybe I'll put it in the beginning so you'll know what I'm talking about. Anyway, to bring order back to the kingdom, he has sent my siblings and I on a quest to save him. Together, we will venture into the cursed woods and enter Castle Hampson. Yada yada. Okay, I never really read these journals. Castle Hampson is the castle I am in now, that the entire game takes place in. Oh, jeez. I'm gonna turn down the volume of the game because it's really loud. Okay. So Castle Hampson, yes, is this castle. And so what Rogue Legacy is it is a, I wanted to say like a roguelite kind of game, but it's barely that. It's very much more influenced, I feel, by Castlevania kind of games. It has a lot of things I recognize from playing what little Castlevania I have. Mostly I've played a lot of Symphony of the Night, which is a great game. So if you're into that, you might be into this. The thing about the Castle Hampson is that it is procedurally generated, because what isn't these days? Oh gosh, I'm used to having certain abilities that I don't have. This is a fresh playthrough that I'm just starting. I have never actually beaten the game, but I've put tons of hours into the PC version on what is now just my wife's computer, back when we used to share her computer. And then I play it a ton on my PS4 or PlayStation Vita. Because this is a great game to play on the go, if you ask me. But yeah, so everything's procedurally generated. Each time you go into the castle, everything's new. There's ways to change that later on, but you know, that comes later. It's like an optional thing you can do. Oh, yep. See, the thing about this game is it's hard. The idea is that, okay, so the reason it's called Rogue Legacy is because it's about a legacy, a family legacy. So that character that I just played as was one member of a family lineage. So now you see it says choose your heir, so I'm going to choose my heir, and then you get 3 different heirs to choose from. So these are all different descendants of that previous person. who you play as, and they have different traits. Like you'll see, this is a mage, so mages have, you know, less hit points and more magic, and they have like better spells. And then you have a knight, which is sort of the opposite. They have more hit points, a little less magic, and not so great with spells, but they can take, you know, they can take a hit. And then they have different traits that are randomly generated too. So this one has electrophobia. Chickens freak you out. What that does is when you like destroy items, you'll randomly see like a cooked chicken running at you, which is kind of funny. And it actually is kind of a nice perk because you can kill those chickens and they heal you. Like eating chicken, much like in Castlevania, is how you heal, which a lot of times is very important. Flexible. I don't know what flexible means. I don't remember. Stereo blind. Okay, like stereo blind. You can't see in 3D. This one's interesting. You'll see what it means in a second. Okay, so here's the interesting thing, is you're building a fortress, basically, as you progress through the game. The reason you go into the castle is to get money. Each run, you go and you kill enemies and break things to try to get as much gold as you can so that you can build up your fortress. You see, I have 380, and it costs 50 gold to unlock this piece, so I'll choose that. Now I have a smithy, so when I first go, you know, to head out to the castle in a bit, you'll see the blacksmith, who does different things as far as like weapons and armor goes. So now I have, it's basically your fort is basically a skill tree. So I can increase my health, I can increase my mana. So I think I'm going to increase my health a couple times here, and then I'm going to upgrade the knight too. So now my knight is a paladin. So each time I choose a knight, they are now just a paladin who has a shield that they can use to block incoming damage, which can become very helpful. So this is the smithy that I mentioned. Welcome, hero. Maybe you can help me. I used to be the greatest blacksmith in all the lands, but one day the monsters of this castle attacked my smithy and stole all my blueprints. Without those blueprints, I can only make cutlery and stuff, so yeah. Basically, in the castle, you'll find blueprints. Here's one now. If I had the gold, I could unlock this, so I have a stronger sword. And, you know, these are all blueprints that I have so far where I can make stronger stuff. In the castle, you'll find different chests that have blueprints, so you can unlock better armor and weapons. In this spot later on, oh, as you can see, I'm 2D when I turn. That's the non-stereoscopic vision that they mentioned as a trait. But anyway, in this little area, there will be a fortune teller, I want to say, or something. And she works like the smithy, except with her, you find runes. Okay, this guy. This is, I believe his name is Obold. Charon. I don't know. Oh, there's an item called Charon's Obold that you can give to him. Anyway, his thing is, one must pay the toll. So yes, any money you have left over after you've spent whatever you've earned, any money you have left over gets forfeited to that guy in order to go into the castle. So you have to basically, that's where the game gets kind of hard later on. Ugh, the traps. That's where the game gets kind of harder down the line, is, you know, yeah, I'm gonna die already. Is later on it gets more and more expensive to upgrade your stuff, so you could end up going and earning like thousands of gold, but not actually be able to afford anything. So that run was like a waste because you don't have any gold to spend later on. So it ends up being a waste. There's stuff later on where you can unlock where you can keep a certain percentage of the gold that you earn, even if you don't spend it. But that comes later on, and that's like expensive, and it's not that much of a percentage. So it's a nice advantage. I always go for it, but it's not as nice as just earning your keep. Whoa, okay. Okay. Yep. That's the other thing too, is part of the random, procedural generation, is you never know. That's 2 times now. That Black Knight that killed me earlier, and now that big green zombie. Those are basically upgraded versions of the normal enemies. Okay, I'm gonna go with this guy because 1, I like the dagger, and 2, he has dwarfism, which actually plays a little bit into the game. I'm gonna increase my mana a little bit too. Probably should have got that sword that I wanted, but it's fine. But yeah, he has, as you can see, he has a knife, which if you're familiar with, you know, Castlevania, you've seen the throwing knife. So it's pretty much exactly that. But his dwarfism actually has... some of the traits don't really do anything, they're just kind of there for humor. Some of them are just... Some of them do actually have... See, this is the regular zombie. Some of them do actually have play into the mechanics of the game. And hopefully I can find a wall that he can go into. Basically, there's like small crawl spaces that are hidden that if your character has dwarfism, they can go into. And he died. So yeah, mages have less health, so obviously that was a much shorter run. Nothing but mages this time. Clumsy, you break a lot of things. I like this spell the most, so we'll just go with that. I don't really use the mages. I like to go in with like characters that have a lot of health. Because mages are nice and all. Oh. I didn't even notice what trait this was. Wait. Nostalgic. Everything's old-timey. Okay. So yeah, that's one of his traits is he's nostalgic. So that's why everything's in the sepia tone. So it looks like an old-timey film or whatever. So we go in... Reminiscing, yeah. The loading screen also changes sometimes depending on the trait that you have, which is pretty hilarious. It's subtle. This game has a lot of these subtle little quirks, little humorous, you know, bits that are just there to give you a chuckle. So right now I'm just trying to earn as much gold as I can. It's very hard. The game is pretty hard early on, as you can see, like when we're hitting them toast. There we go. Because yeah, you don't have a lot of health, you don't have a lot of upgrades, so you die really quick. Okay, I'm gonna go with this knave. Knaves are hard to play as, but I'm gonna give it a shot just to show you. Again, I don't think I can buy anything here. Nope. Nope. Another waste of gold. Anyway, it's very easy to die early on in the game. So the game does take patience. I'm actually surprised that I like it as much as I do because I don't like hard games typically. Like if I'm dying a lot and I feel like I'm not progressing, I tend to give up on a game. See, I have dwarfism and of course there's no like places that I can use it to my advantage. Sometimes you'll see like right here where there's like a little break in the wall and this little guy could just crawl through to go underneath everything. You don't necessarily always want to do that because otherwise you can't really earn gold if you ignore everything. Gosh. So yeah, as you can see, I'm dying a lot, and that's common early on in the game. And then the castle has 4 areas. This is the starting area. And then you get... nothing good this time. 20 gold is all I got? You gotta be kidding me. So yeah, the starting area later on becomes like nothing. Like you can just breeze through it. And then, you know, each area is progressively harder. I hate these guys sometimes because they just go through everything and can get to you easily. I hate the spikes. See that painting wiggle a little bit when you get near him? That means he's a ghost. And if you press little pro tip, if you pause the game, you can actually see when a painting or something is actually an enemy. So as you can see, he's a level 2 Doomvis. Anyway. So yeah, I've never actually beaten the game. This is my 3rd time started. Oh, get out of there! Get out of there! Getting out of here. I want to risk getting that chest, but I will die. Got some gold. I'm out. All right. So yeah, I've never actually beaten the game. I've only ever beaten the first 3 bosses. There are 4 boss. I mean, as far as I know from what I've played, there are 4 bosses, and then after you beat all 4 of them, that big door in the beginning of the castle opens to face the final boss, which I've never actually done. Despite how much time I've put into this game, I've never actually beaten the 4th boss. I don't even think I've ever seen the 4th boss. Yeah, and I've definitely never gotten to the final boss. Barbarian, okay. Can't cast spells properly. Awesome. I'm going to get my sword. $250? It was like 120 earlier. Why does it suddenly cost more? Okay. Okay, fine. I'll do the helmet. So yeah, you can see I'm wearing a different colored helmet. Barbarian's kind of cool because he's sort of, they have the most health. They're more like the tank character. I feel like I keep talking about... Okay, so this is the door. Each symbol around the door represents one of the bosses, and then the central symbol, I'm assuming, represents the final boss. Again, I've only ever beaten the first 3 bosses. I've never beaten the 4th. And then later on, you actually can fight a second form of the boss, which I have tried, but it's super hard. Like, the bosses can already be pretty tough, but then you get like a hard mode version of them, and I've never beaten even like the first. Oh gosh, there are some rooms where just everything will come at you at once. There's some rooms where you're fine, like there'll be a couple enemies, but then there's rooms like this where it's just everything is coming at you. Okay, I got a good bit of gold on this run. I can afford my sword on the next one, I think. Nope, getting out of that room. Those are harder enemies. I'll probably get some kind of... Ugh. Do I want to risk it? Ah, I always do that. No. Get the chest. Okay. Even if I die in this room... Ah! Even if I were to die in that room, all that gold I got is worth it on this run. I swear I'm better at this game. I'm actually not super great at this game, but I've played enough of it to be decent at it. I've never gotten to the point in any of my playthroughs where I don't struggle in the 3rd area. I'm hoping to eventually get to that point. I love this game. Despite never having beaten it, I love it, and I've played it a lot. It's one of those games where I won't play it for like months, and then I'll just play it for like hours for like a week. Hours at a time for a week. And then I'll put it down. No foot pulse. No foot pulse is good. You can avoid like certain spike traps with that. And MP and HP pools are swapped. Okay, that might be good, because I like that spell. Oh, I gotta show you something about that. I'm gonna increase some health and mana. And I probably spent too much money to get the... Dang it. Ah, I knew it. Okay, well, I don't want this to go to waste, so there we go. So yeah, as you can see on the top left, my HP and mana are swapped, so that means as a mage, I now have a lot more health. And, oh, you'll notice that I have a beard and a bow. That's because she is Lady Blair, and one of her traits is that... it doesn't show it. Oh, never mind. Her class. The mages all have beards, no matter what gender they are. So, I always thought that was kind of funny. So yeah, I can just go on about this game forever. I love this game so much. I do also want to take this time to talk about the channel. As I mentioned, this is part of a series that I've been tossing around the old noodle for a while. I love that spell. Best spell ever. Oh gosh, this is not a good room for me to be in right now. But this is a great spell for me to have in it. I took a lot of damage in that room and got barely any gold. Ooh. Dang it. I can take him. Ah, I'm out of mana! There we go. I am not going to risk it with this room. I will die. Oh, you see, okay, you see how this wall right here, how it's kind of dark where I'm just kind of swiping at? That, if I had dwarfism, means I could get into the walls and take a secret path through the walls there. Anyway, so yeah, the channel. So yeah, I might try to do some videos like this every once in a while, maybe every week if I can, just in between my normal scripted stuff. Like, I'm not going to stop that stuff, but right now I'm in a little bit of a slump when it comes to writing that stuff. Oh my gosh, I have 2 hit points left. Yeah, like, it's happened before, where I've had just a long gap with no videos because I couldn't think of what to write. I couldn't think of, I had ideas for videos, but no words came to mind. And that's the thing with those scripted videos is, I mean, I do all this by myself. I play the game, I write, I record, all of it by myself, which I enjoy doing. I'm not complaining. It's actually, I do like it. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing it. Okay, now I'm gonna get that sword. There we go. So yeah, I enjoy doing it, definitely. But I know that I need more content, I need it more consistently, and I know I even put out a video at the beginning of this year saying I was going to try. And I have been trying, but it's just, things have been busy, I have a wife, I have, you know, things that I gotta do and take care of. Oh, I'm gonna, that was terrible run. Yeah, so okay, the one, there is no spork. That's a Matrix reference, so you'll see exactly what that means in a moment. Can't buy anything, let's just go into the castle. So, and I know a lot of YouTube creators also have wives and kids and jobs and stuff, jacking in. So yeah, if you look at the walls, it's like a Matrixy effect. It's kind of funny. But anyway, and I know probably maybe sounds like an excuse to some. It's really not. It's just like, if I'm being honest, as much as I enjoy doing this, I can't do it all the time. I can't do it as much as I would like to, and there's just times where I feel lazy. And right now, I'm not feeling lazy, but I don't feel like getting in front of a camera and recording. That's why this series was going to be something different. Then I realized that's going to take almost as much work and effort as my normal scripted stuff, so it kind of probably defeats the purpose of what I'm trying to pull off with it. So I'd rather just do this kind of thing where I'm just sitting in front of the screen playing a video game with a microphone in front of me, just talking about the game, about the channel, about whatever. It's nice. It's just like, get to relax and just enjoy myself and feel like I, you know, I'm getting something done on the channel. And I really, that's not to say that this video is me being lazy, or people who make these kinds of videos are being lazy. I just feel like for me personally, this does not take as much effort, obviously, as writing a script, sitting in front of a camera, doing multiple takes, just trying to get it right, you know. Oh, come on. Because as much as I enjoy doing that, I can't. It's hard for me personally, at least, to get out content like that super often, especially when it's not my job. You know, when I have an actual day job that I have to do. on top of things. So this area, this is a teleport thing. I think this one takes you somewhere random, or it might take you to the beginning of the castle. No, actually, yeah, this one takes you to the start of the castle. There are red ones, though, that will take you somewhere random in the castle, including the hard areas. Speaking of which, up here, this is the Maya. I'm not going to stay up here, but yeah, that's the third area. I will die if I go up there. Anywho. So yeah, I totally plan to keep on trucking with the normal videos like I have been. I actually have a script I'm working on right now that I'm sort of stuck on. I actually have part of it written, and I have recorded a little intro sketch for it with a special guest, so stay tuned for that. I like this one. Oh, I got a lot of gold this time. Bam! The architect. Okay, so the enchantress. The enchantress is who gives you the runes, so you can get different abilities like double jumps, gliding, things like that. And then the architect is useful, but not as useful as the enchantress, so I'm gonna go for her. Basically what he does is he locks down the castle so that you can go for a second run without it randomly generating a new castle. So you can basically, if you know where the boss room is that you're trying to get to, or if you know where a treasure is that you're trying to get to, you use him to lock down the castle. You don't get as much gold in the next run, but you do. It is useful for if you know there's an item you want to get to, or if you found the boss room and you want to fight the boss and you keep dying, but you want to keep trying. Let's upgrade the mage for sure. Yeah, so yeah, I decided to make this, at least for now, this series, this Games You Should Play series, is going to be just this. Where I sit and talk about whatever. Because right now I'm having fun. I have no plans, nothing scripted about what to talk about, except for a couple things. Nothing scripted, but I did have a couple things I plan to talk about, sort of. Like the whole, like what this series is and what the channel, what I'm trying to do with the channel. Speaking of which, I did want to see if I could gauge interest from anyone on a possible video series where I would, and it's sort of the opposite of this, I would be playing, I got blueprints for a blood sword. Awesome. I believe that's a sword that absorbs enemy health. And heals you. What was I saying? Oh, so yeah, it's a series that would be sort of the opposite of this, where I would basically play a game I've never played before, but I've heard good things about, and would give my impressions over it. In this kind of format too, like this Let's Play-ish sort of format. The difference being that, I mean, obviously it's not a game that I'm familiar with. It would be a new game to me, and I would play it and see how I felt about it. But also the main difference being, instead of one episode, which this is going to be one episode, I would instead do like a Monday through Friday 5-part series, where I basically do a little intro to the game, you know, start checking it out, and play it up to a certain point. And then on my, like that'd be on Monday, we'd do the intro, and then I'd play throughout the week, and then on Friday is when I'd give my final thoughts and impressions on the game and be like, yeah, I like it, or that's not for me. I don't know how that would work out. I haven't actually sat down and tried to do anything like it. Oh gosh, I'm gonna die in this room. I'm going to die in this room. Oh! Yeah, as you can tell, that's a special one. I need that fairy chest though. I am gonna, yep, there it is. So yeah, if that sounds like something that sounds cool, something you'd like to see on this channel, let me know in the comments, or tweet at me at @theportlygamer. Because I would really like to try, as many new things as I can to try to put content on this channel and still be lighthearted and funny and silly, but also kind of just relax like this. I need to drink some of my tea. My voice is going out, as you can probably hear. Oh, also the tea is getting cold. Oh. Anyway. Yeah, so I don't know if any of this sounds interesting to you, let me know. And also, if you feel like maybe this show, this Games You Should Play show, is maybe something I shouldn't do, let me know. I mean, that doesn't mean I'm not going to do it necessarily, because I do still need to have content on this channel, and I feel like I'm enjoying this so far. But if maybe you feel like there's something better I can do, something else, let me know, and I will look into what I can do. Bloodsword. Okay. So you lose max health, but you do more damage, and it has vampirism, so you absorb enemy health. So yeah, I'm going to do one more run and then call it. And while I do this run, I'm going to talk about why you might not want to play this game, assuming you're even watching at this point. You might not want to play this game if you don't like difficult games. If you don't like grindy games. It's not super grindy, like it definitely doesn't feel grindy, but there is a grind to it. Obviously, like just repeating, going in there and doing, doing your runs into the castle. And then, losing all your gold and then you didn't make any progress. That can be frustrating. I've actually rage quit on Dark Souls a few times because I lost all my souls. Then I had a bunch of them and I was like, forget this, and then I didn't play Dark Souls for months and I came back to it. This game is definitely not Dark Souls hard, at least I don't think. I mean, again, I'm not very good at games. And I'm okay at this one, so I don't know, maybe that's, I think it kind of just depends on what you're good at or not. Definitely don't play this game on PC if you don't have a controller, because it's really meant to be played with a controller. It's very hard to play on the PC, on the keyboard controls, from what I've tried and from what I've heard from others. 'Cause, I mean, it's an old, 2D platformer. It's like an old-fashioned 2D platformer. And yeah, if you don't like dying a lot in a game, maybe not for you. And also, if you've watched this and you're like, this looks like something I wouldn't particularly enjoy, then that's your answer. As for me, I love this game. It's one of my favorites. I actually bought a physical copy recently from GameStop for the PC. It comes with a Steam code, a physical disc of the game, a physical soundtrack, which is awesome because I love the music in this game so much. And yeah, it came in like a nice tin, and it came with a full color manual that has like descriptions of the enemies and the power-ups and all that stuff, like old school manuals. I love that. But yeah, man, I love this game. And so, yeah, this has been the official first episode of Games You Should Play on the Portly Gamer channel. I'm sure other people have done stuff like this, but yeah. Where am I going with this? I'm totally blanking out. I got a text and now I'm blanking. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this show. And if you did, let me know. Give it a thumbs up. Please share the video. All the usual stuff. Of course, I'm going to have the usual outro that I have in all my videos at the end in a little moment. But yeah, particularly with this, since this is the first episode of a new series. Wow, I really can't talk. Since this is the first, this tea is drying my mouth out more than anything. Ugh. Since this is the first episode of a new series, if it's something you want to see more of, if it's something you enjoyed, let me know. Let me know, because you know, I want your feedback. I want to keep doing whatever it is you guys enjoy seeing. And again, this is going to be in addition to my normal videos that you've subscribed for, that you're used to. So you don't have to watch these, but you're more than welcome to. Yeah. So thank you guys. Have a great day. And I burped. Bye. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you want to see more, feel free to check out one of these other videos you see here on the screen. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button. You can also follow me by looking up The Portly Gamer on the social networks below.